Are Mormons Christians? So we're moving to South Carolina. I'm joining the Navy, and my wife is doing some research there, and she came across an article about the Greenville, South Carolina temple, which the church announced in April of 2025. So what did this article say? Written by the Baptist Courier, the article is titled Mormon Temple in Greenville Concern for Baptists. Written by Todd Deaton, the Chief Operating Officer at the Baptist Courier, it describes how Baptists in South Carolina should be concerned about the temple. A lot of the article's content comes from a guy named Thomas Kearns, and he's a professor there in South Carolina. It, quote, was shocking to him that the church made that announcement because apparently there are still not very many Mormons in South Carolina. Given this introduction, it's actually surprising that he gets a lot right about temples. He talks about marriage, or sealings, endowments, and baptisms for the dead, which are all things done in our temples. So, according to Kearns, why should all these Baptists be worried about us? He argues that a temple announcement means that the church sees growth in South Carolina's future, and it means that there will be more members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Along with these stated reasons, I see Kearns having one more reason why people should be concerned about us. We aren't Christians, he says. This brings to mind the writing of C.S. Lewis, a famous author who wrote a lot about Christianity. In his book, Mere Christianity, he writes this: "Who are you to lay down who is and who is not a Christian?" Now, this objection is in one sense very right, very charitable, very spiritual, very sensitive. It has every amiable quality except that of being useful. He goes on to talk about the word gentleman, which in old times simply meant someone who had property. If you called someone a gentleman, you were just stating a fact about them. Then he says, but surely the important thing about a gentleman is not the coat of arms and the land, but the behavior. Now, this is obviously an argument about the word Christian. He says, when a word ceases to be a term of description and becomes merely a term of praise, it no longer tells you facts about the object. It only tells you about the speaker's attitude to that object. I think the framing of this argument is brilliant by C.S. Lewis, and it's not one I had heard before reading that book. To say that we shouldn't have a temple in South Carolina just because we aren't Christians and because we'll have influence on people around us, I would say is unchristian, but I wouldn't be following my own advice. So, what do you think?